Our next category is artificial intelligence, and I can guarantee you most of my intelligence is artificial. That's why I'm reading from these cue cards. 86% of business leaders in the banking and financial services sectors said that they are already using AI technology. The current rate of AI investment is 3 times external investment growth since 2013. And the US-based companies absorbed 66% of all AI investment in 2016, yes, followed by China second with 17%. So this is definitely an important part of your infrastructure, the world's infrastructure, is how artificial intelligence will begin to proliferate our businesses and our personal lives. So without further ado, I'd like to bring out our 3 companies. So, Giacomo Baragazzi from Axyon.ai, SRL. And you look like a Giacomo. Yes, good to see you. Dr. Rebecca Harding from Coriolis Technologies. Doctor?
Hi.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
And last but not least, Juan Pablo Branya from Eyecapital. Good evening, sir.
Thank you.
What a fine-looking bunch. Don't forget, pass the clicker on the left-hand side. Everybody can sing along later. We'll release the album after the pitch competition. Are you all familiar with the rules? 6 minutes, right? If you go over, so far everybody's done pretty good. There's no percussion that's been played yet. So, Giacomo, where are you from?
I'm from Italy, Modena.
Anybody from Giacomo's hometown? Oh, sorry, man.
Modena. Great place for fast cars and artificial intelligence, of course.
Oh, now you combine the two.
Yeah.
You've got something pretty cool.
Might be interesting.
Dr. Harding, what is your PhD in?
The economics of science, technology, and innovation.
I told you my intelligence was artificial. I have no idea what that is. Tell us a little bit about that field.
So it's looking at how economics can learn from technology and how economics can help understand what's happening in technological processes.
Got it. I think I got it. I'll look it up. I'll Google it later.
So ask me while on sport.
Got it. Juan Pablo, Eyecapital.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hello. Thank
Where are
you.
you from?
From Buenos Aires, Argentina.
I went there for the first time last year.
Oh, really?
Had very good steak.
Oh.
So, not a vegetarian here. So, without further ado,
Thank you.
Giacomo, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, your time begins now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Giacomo. I am the co-founder and COO of Axyon.ai. We are an Italian-based company specialized in applying artificial intelligence and especially deep learning to the financial sector. We already have paying customers, and these customers are banks, hedge funds, and insurance companies. The problems that these customers are facing in applying AI and deep learning to their business is that sometimes they don't know how to start and where to start. It requires highly specialized skills to apply these technologies to real cases, and it takes a lot of time to do this. That's why we offer to these customers full finished products that can be used since day one in production. We currently have 2 products. One, Axyon Stocks Analyst for asset management, and the other, Axyon Syn Finance for the syndicated loan market. During the years, we have developed different pilot project proof of concepts and these 2 products, and we have done this by using our proprietary technologies that combine different deep learning libraries that we can use to test the accuracy of different deep neural networks and to identify the one neural network that is best for the specific problem that we are analyzing. The market size of our 2 main products. Syndicated loan market is a niche market, a high margin niche market, where the fees that the banks receive for being the arranger of a loan are very high. We provide solutions that are helping banks in organizing a larger number of loans. For stocks analysts, the market of stock trading and asset management is huge. What it is more important to understand is that this market is increasing year by year. It's an expanding market. With respect to our competitors, we think that we have three main advantages. From the technical point of view, we have a proprietary deep learning platform that we can use, and it is optimized for financial-related problems. In terms of experience, we have started very early to apply deep learning to the financial sector, and we have successfully developed different pilot projects, and we have 2 products on the market. From the skills point of view, we have a very well-balanced team that combines technical knowledge and financial knowledge, and we are supported by a strong ecosystem. With SimFinance, we provide our customers with insights about banks' behavior and borrowers' behavior in order to provide a supporting tool for syndicators. Stocks analysts, we provide to asset managers a tool that combines different data sources, structured and unstructured data, basically prices and volumes, macroeconomic data, and news that we analyze through a semantic engine to identify the asset classes that are expected to outperform the other asset classes in the future. Our business model, we start usually with a 2-3 months pilot project, and then we move into production. We started in 2013 doing some research. I was actually a researcher at the university in the computer science department. We have tested different AI technologies, and we came to deep learning, and we started developing proof of concept and projects. Now we are expanding in Europe, and next year we are planning to expand worldwide. Our team is composed by people with a strong knowledge in the deep learning area. We are also supported by the academia and advisors that are helping us in developing the business. In 2016, we applied to many acceleration programs. We were accepted by most of them. We decided to join the acceleration program run by ING Bank in the Netherlands. And this has proved to be a very useful way to understanding more about investment banking. And we also have partnership with IBM and NVIDIA that we leverage their network to get introductions to customers. We plan to expand worldwide by leveraging partnerships like the one I mentioned before, by attending industry-specific fairs and conferences like this one, and by direct contact with decision makers. 3 things I would like you to remember about Axyon. First, deep learning is the next big thing in fintech. Second, we do have products, not prototypes, products that can be used by banks since day one. And third, and probably the most important, every time that we tried to outperform a customer benchmark, we succeeded. Every time. Thank you.
Very good. Yeah, you didn't even give me a chance to sing the song. I was sitting here and I was going to go past the clicker on the left-hand side. But we'll do a duet later. Dr. Rebecca, are you ready? Are you feeling good?
I'm feeling good.
All right. So once again, you'll have 6 minutes. Hopefully, you won't go over time, after which you will hear the percussion. And your time begins now.
Coriolis Technologies. We're all about trade tech. We're not necessarily about software, although there is complicated software behind what we do. We're actually about data. Data as a service and analytics as a service for the trade finance sector. Let's stop and think about trade for a minute. Trade, I always say, is a little bit like the Schrödinger's cat of economics, business, and finance. What do I mean by that? Well, we know that there's trade out there, and we know that it's being disrupted. We just don't know whether or not trade will still be there after it's been disrupted. It's being disrupted by economics, it's being disrupted by politics, it's being disrupted more than anything else by regulation, and then by technology. This disruption is huge in the trade sector. It needs a disruptive solution to deal with the disruptions that are happening, and Coriolis, we hope, is the answer. So who are we? Relatively young company and a small company as well, but between us we have over 30 years of experience in trade finance, trade analysis, and economic analysis. We also have over 30 years experience in index development and 15 years experience in AI, machine learning, and technology and software development. And what we're doing is we are becoming the world leader in providing data as a service to the trade finance sector. What does that mean? That means giving banks, giving trade finance professionals, credit insurers, the information they need in order to service their client needs in overseas markets. But we're also at the forefront of becoming a leading provider of globally recognized and licensable benchmark indices, particularly for trade finance. Trade finance is a sector that is underinvested as an asset class, but it's growing, and it's an important sector. It doesn't have any benchmark indices at the moment, and that's where we're driving. So just allow me a second to explain what trade finance is. Trade finance is effectively the financial infrastructure between imports and exports. Now, we used to conceptualize this as a factory putting stuff on a boat and sending it over to somewhere else, and the bank would provide money and finance and loans behind all of that. But it's changing. It's changing through compliance, it's changing through regulation, and it's changing through technology so that banks themselves don't even know what they're doing beyond providing loans. They need to think about it. And what we're doing is helping answer some of the problems. The sector is in crisis. 2017 was the worst year on record for trade finance. And we're providing the data in to help trade finance professionals service their customers. And here's the size of the market. These aren't my figures. These come from the World Trade Organization and the International Chamber of Commerce. $5.6 trillion worth of bank-intermediated trade finance in the world. This is a big number. 1.6 trillion of trade finance that isn't there for the small and medium-sized companies around the world. And 580 billion of trade finance that's just intermediated through London. And because we don't know what trade is, we don't know how much bigger that could be. We also don't know how many investors could make money in this as an asset class. So this is where the technology comes in. What we're doing is we're amalgamating data sources from logistics, from shipping, from satellites, from transport, and of course from customs and excise, in order to putting them all on one platform in order to provide that information to banks and people who provide trade finance. It's using deep learning, it's using artificial intelligence, it's using AI. But it's very important to understand that this hasn't been done before. This is a disruptive solution. Why now? Because trade is being disrupted. Because trade is something that is not understood by the people who finance it. And what our solution is doing is aggregating company-level data and macroeconomic trade flow data to be able to supply information about supply chains and about how the sector is changing. Also, most importantly of all, to provide information about services. We want to help banks and trade finance professionals service that 1.6 trillion trade finance gap for SMEs. So thank you for listening, but I just want to reiterate one more thing. Trade is being disrupted. It's being disrupted by laws, it's being disrupted by economics, more than anything else by technology and politics. It needs a disruptive solution to answer its problems. Coriolis is that solution. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. All right. Juan Pablo, Eyecapital. Once again, welcome, and thank you all three just for being here and blessing us with your intellect and your vision behind artificial intelligence. And with that, are you ready?
Perfect.
All right. 6 minutes, and your time begins now.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Juan Pablo Braña. I'm the Chief Data Officer and co-founder of Eyecapital. Eyecapital was born in Argentina as a fintech. We were pioneers developing trading algorithms and connected them to the market automatically. Okay. Now we are working in the United States. We set up our company there, and right now we are setting up our company here in London. We have two business branches. First, we develop training algorithms based on artificial intelligence, and we develop all the technology platform. The technology platform has three main components. The first one, the data management, where we store historical data. We perform real-time data. And the most important one, we pre-process the data, okay? So the algorithm gets the accurate. Then we have our artificial intelligence framework, where we do perform three very important components. The first one is deep neural networks. That's the most intellectual part of our algorithms. Then we have an algorithm for Bayesian statistics. That's the most human component of our algorithms. And then we have natural language processing, which is be able to process real-time data. And finally, we have the high-performance computing module that where all our algorithms work, okay? Our main product today, that is working today, is that we have launched last month an ETN. An ETN is similar to an ETF. It's a kind of private fund where a lot of investors can buy it anywhere in the world. At least if you are a North American citizen, you cannot do it. This ETN is a portfolio that is generated in real time with an artificial intelligence with that three components that I mentioned. Deep neural networks, Bayesian statistics, and natural language processing. Actually, it's trading right now, okay? This is listed in the Vienna Stock Exchange, and it's right now you can buy it and invest on it. Well, this is our team. This is the 6 associated. We have the businessmen, of course. Without them, we can't do anything. We have the data science team that I coordinate. Linguistics, this is a very multidisciplinary team. And specialists in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is critical for us for the kind of trade that we perform. And the one which the data architect, which will the architecture of our algorithms. We strongly believe in developing an ecosystem with it. In Argentina, we have found two main communities, the R programming user group, the R Quants. We teach a course in data science for finance at university. And we do prefer scientific investigation, research in finance and artificial intelligence. It's critical for us developing all the ecosystem for this to work. Our clients are basically brokers, are investors, private investors, and institutional investors who want to buy our fund, invest in our fund. And we also sell our technology. If they don't want to invest in our fund, we sell the technology to the broker to trade their algorithms, okay? And we do develop the tailor-made algorithms for them. One of the most disruptive, or I don't like to call it disruptive, but I prefer to call it foundational, is the new opportunities for fintech in the open banking area and artificial intelligence and for trading. Imagine banks can give data such as credit card or consumer habits. One, we can train an algorithm with artificial intelligence to do excellent prediction for what sector will go up, including stocks that will perform good predictions. Well, this is important for us. We have, in natural language processing, we have made two major improvements. One is that we work only with a small and trusted community. We do not scan all the social media, all the news. There's a problem with fake news that is very important. So we only monitor trusted and small communities. Basically, this neural network do rewards of what we consider that is good, such as a Sharpe ratio, and we penalize bad things such as high volatility. Well, that's how the algorithm works and our improvements. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing work. Thank you all. Judges, what have you got? I've been listening so intently. Bipin.
Yeah, hi, thanks. Nice. I love the fast cars from your place. Question, supervised and unsupervised algorithms and models. Do you support both or?
Both.
Right.
Both supervised and unsupervised.
And then Dr. Rebecca, one question for you. What is your tool set? I mean,
sorry?
What is the tool set? What technologies or what algorithms are you using? Whether they're Stanford open source or something, TensorFlow, which these guys are using?
So we're using open source. We're using the most important thing with our system is actually the mechanisms that we're using to check data. So the robotic systems that we have to automatically check the data and bring the data. We're bringing data in from a lot of complicated sources, a lot of diverse sources. And so it's actually the robotic systems that we have for automatic data checking that are the most important here.
So the question is, what is your framework? What is your secret sauce built on?
So the secret sauce is built on algorithms that bring in trade from disparate sources. So we're using standard techniques for bringing in data from publicly available sources. It's a neural network, and we're bringing in all of this data from different sources onto a platform. The thing that makes it different is, and the secret sauce behind this is the checking, because there's plenty of technology out there for cleaning and harmonizing data. What there isn't at the moment is actually stuff that will check precisely, because most of our clients can access software. What they can't do is access accurate data, and that's the key thing for us. So it's the robotics behind the checking.
Yes, I still want to go deeper into that. We should chat a little later, because whether you're using TensorFlow or Stanford libraries, I want to understand what is the deep learning algorithms you're using. Either you're building it yourself or you're using somebody else's.
We're building deep learning algorithms ourselves.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so question for Giacomo. You mentioned you're optimizing your AI algorithms for financial services. Can you elaborate on that? I mean, how do you optimize AI for financial services?
We have this proprietary platform that we use to build highly accurate predictive models. So when I say optimize, I mean optimize I don't want to be too technical, the morphology of the neural networks to increase the accuracy of the predictive models. Let's make an example. In fraud detection, we are optimizing the morphology of the neural network to identify the in insurance company, for an insurance company to identify the car accidents that are frauds and separate them from the other accidents that are not fraud. So when I say optimize, I mean identifying the parameters of the neural network that brings the highest possible value in the accuracy of the predictive model.
So I know I can only ask one question. Can I get a pass?
This one time, one pass. Or don't take it.
For Juan.
Time is.
Yeah, you said that you can also sell technology. How do you deliver technology? I mean, if that's the business model.
Yes. We set up all the technology in a broker, so they can connect all the platform directly to the market via DMA, direct market access, and all the algorithms work in that platform. So they trade. And we also develop a platform for the private investor, so they can go through the broker to use their own algorithms to the market. Yes, exactly.
Question for Juan.
Yes.
Large asset managers like BlackRock, Man Group, they develop such solutions in-house as well. And so how will you be able to outcompete them, especially in distribution?
To compete with them? Well, actually, we don't want to compete with huge brokers. We believe that these kind of instruments, like ETNs or ETF, are very good instruments for private investors and institutional investors. So launching these kind of instruments to the market, it's very easy for the investors to buy them. So we believe that's the best way to compete with them. With these small instruments all around the world. We made algorithms and portfolio for Argentina market, from London market, from US market, and we are planning to do for another countries.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Catherine. We'll let you go first next time. But you all, thank you again. Thank them so much.